Next is example for bill of lading. It is issued by the carrier. Here is Dewey Container Shipping Corporation to the shipper or exporter. Shanghai Garden Products Import and Export Corporation. The consignee is the order of shipper. Such type of consignee will benefit the exporter to control documents and goods. At the left lower corner, the item of freight and carriages. This item shows that freight is prepaid. This is consistent with trade terms originating with the letter of C. The issuance date is February 12, 2009, on which the goods were shipped on board. In reality, bills of lading have different types. First, according to whether the goods have been shipped on board, bills of lading can be divided into on-board BL and received for shipment BL. On-board BL is a bill of lading issued only after the goods have actually been shipped on board, while received for shipment BL is a bill of lading issued to acknowledge receipt of shipment before cargo loading or before official original bill of lading is issued. In marine transportation, on-board BL is a must. Secondly, claim BL and unclaimed BL. Claim BL refers to a bill of lading in which there's no indication of damage to the goods and the packaging, while unclaimed BL is a bill of lading in which there's indication of damage to the goods or packaging. The latter is unacceptable in international settlements because unclaimed BL means the exporter failed to fulfill his obligations under the sales contract. Thirdly, according to the consignee, bills of lading have street BL, open BL, and order BL. Street BL is a non-transferable BL, which indicates the carrier will deliver the goods to the specified consignee. Therefore, the street BL can't be transferred or negotiated. This kind of BL is generally applied to special commodities, such as weapons, dangerous commodities, or extremely precious commodities, etc. Open BL indicates no specific consignee, and the goods will be delivered to anyone who holds the bill of lading. Therefore, once the open bills of lading is lost or stolen, the goods in the BL will be at much risks. In reality, the more widely used type of BL is order bill of lading. Order bill of lading is a title document to the goods issued to the order of a party. The party, usually the shipper, whose endorsement is required to effect the negotiation. According to transportation voyage, bills of lading can be divided into direct BL and transshipment BL. Direct BL is issued when goods are shipped from the port of loading directly to the port of discharge without transshipment. Under a direct BL, the risks to the goods will be reduced to the largest extent. Therefore, direct BL is more favorable to the importer. However, in some special circumstances, transshipment BL is unavoidable. Transshipment BL is issued when the goods are transferred from one ship to another at a named transshipment port. Since the goods should be unloaded from one ship and reload to another ship, the risks to the goods will be greatly increased. Next, according to the transportation business, there are liner BL and the charter party BL. Liner bills of lading indicates that goods are being transported on a ship that travel on a scheduled route and has a reserved berth at a destination. Thus, the exporter can reasonably assume that his goods will reach the buyer by a fixed date. Charter party BL is a bill of lading issued by the hirer of a ship to the exporter. The terms of charter party bills of lading are subject to the contract of hire between the ship's owner and the hirer. Such a bill of lading is usually marked subject to charter party. Therefore, it is not usually considered to be a document of title. Lastly, short form BL and long form BL. Compared to long form BL, the short form BL doesn't contain the full details of the contract of carriage on the back. In practice, both of them can fulfill all functions of BL and will be accepted by importer or the importer's bank.